Eric Agorno here with Performance Golf Zone, and today we're here to talk about the perfect golf grip. I'm going to show you what the perfect golf grip is and the top things you need to look for if your golf grip is off. So let's talk about the perfect golf grip. Now, this is going to be for a right-handed golfer. Obviously, we have two hands that go on the club, and where both of them sit on the club is tremendously important. The grip is your only attachment to the club. Your hands on the club is the only thing that connects you to the golf club. So where you position your hands is tremendously important. So let's go over what a neutral grip would be first. I'll give you some reference points. We'll start simple and then kind of work our way through it. So if I were to take my normal grip, that would look something like this. Now, some reference points here before we get into the details of how you put your hands on. A lot of the things people will look for would be the V's. So the first V that I'm looking for, and what the V is between my index finger and my thumb on my hand, where that line would point up forever. That would be the indicator of grip strength. So I have that on my left hand, and then when I put my right hand on, I still have the same thing. So the V between my thumb and my index finger and that pad, where that points up here in space is an indicator of grip strength. Now, if we're talking a neutral or normal grip, which would give you normal club face alignments, I would like those V's to be pointed between your chin. If I drew a straight line up, the right side of my chin and about my shoulder. So anywhere in this territory of my body, if those V's were there, which would look like this, that would be what we would consider a neutral grip. A neutral grip doesn't require any sort of manipulation of anything to make the club face square, all else equal. That would be neutral. Now, a weak grip would be the second portion that we see, and that would be if your hands on the club are rotated counterclockwise too much, so too far this way. And what that would look like would be like this. So now, if my hands were from here as normal, and then I go counterclockwise and rotate them too far this way, this will be a common look for a lot of you. Now my V's would be pointed more to the left. The weak grip with the V's, the same thing between my thumb and my index finger, is now pointed between my chin and my left shoulder for my left hand. And my right hand V's between my thumb and my index finger, again, are pointed more to the left here compared to my neutral grip. That would make the club face too open. Now, all else equal, if I made my normal swing, that's going to produce a club face that's too open. I'd have to do some other things to manipulate the club face from there. A lot of you guys who slice, that's something you want to make sure you look for. That would be a weak grip. And then a strong grip would be the opposite. I'd take my hands, I'd rotate them now clockwise. They would be turned this way more on the club. So what would that look like? Well, now I have my V's here. Now those V's again are pointed much more to the right compared to normal, at or to the right of my shoulder, with both my right hand and my left hand. That would be the first part you would look at for grip and strength, would be where your V's are at. A couple other reference points with just neutral grips, and we'll talk about where it should go in your hands. So the second part we'll see then that you can reference from your face on point is the amount of knuckles you see. So on a normal left hand grip, I can see 2 knuckles here from my point of view. If I were to go into a weaker grip pattern, now I can't see either one of these 2 knuckles. I can see 0 knuckles. With a stronger grip pattern, I can see 3 knuckles, sometimes up to 4 knuckles, depending upon how strong that I would grip. How many knuckles you see could show you grip strength. What are you looking for? Probably 2. 2 knuckles would be about normal from a normal point of view from here in your left hand. That would be one other reference point that you would use from here. And the same thing can hold true for fingernails on your right hand. So if I went with a super weak grip here on my right hand, I can see no fingernails on my right hand from my point of view. With a neutral grip, I can start to see a couple, and from a really strong grip, now I can see all 3 there, like that. So it's another reference point some people use. That's the first part you want with your grip, is just, is it strong, is it weak, is it neutral? If you have club face or direction control problems, you need to look here first for building your foundation. If you struggle with the ball to the right, make sure your grip's not too weak. You can strengthen that to help that. So that would be the first part I'm always looking at for grip. And then the second part, and the biggest issue that I see here, is with the lead hand or the left hand for a right-handed golfer, is where the heel pad sits. So the heel pad, the fleshy part on the heel of your hand, where that sits on the golf club has a big impact on a lot of things, specifically your ability to hinge the club. So when I take a normal grip, I like to set the cut. So some people say they want to have it sort of diagonal across your hands. I like to have it more straight down 90 degrees. Imagine you were gonna pick something up like a suitcase or a handle on something. I would pick that up, an object this way, I would pick that up just straight 90 degrees in my hand like so. That's how I wanna grip the club. I wouldn't pick that up across my fingers and hold it, right? So I want that to be basically straight down my hand here, 90 degrees. And I want this heel pad to sit on top of the club. So my heel pad's on top, I'm basically straight down 90 degrees, and that would be my normal grip. Now I have control of the club. What I see often is the heel pad's too far on the side or the left side of the club here, like so. And when I grip it from there, now my grip in the club is too much in my palms. I don't have control of that, okay? I can't hinge the club there. My club face is gonna be too far open. You're gonna hit the ball to the right with this sort of grip. You wanna make sure that heel pad goes from on the side to on top. The club will feel like it's a little bit more in your fingers than normal if you have a weak grip, and now I really have control of the club. You should be able to control the club with just your index finger. If you put your heel pad on top, I take my 3 fingers off here and just have my index finger, I should be able to control the club here with just that one finger if my heel pad's on top, okay? That's what I'm looking for. If my heel pad's on the side, I can't even pull the club up in the air. If I take those 3 fingers off, my heel pad's on the side, I can't even hinge the club at all. I have no control of it. So heel pad on top is probably the most important piece. You want the club going straight down 90 degrees, and then you want to check those V's and those fingernails. So that would be the perfect grip. The perfect grip would be heel pad on top, club straight down 90 degrees. Both of my V's would be between my chin and my right shoulder. I can see about 2 knuckles on my left hand, and I can see about 2 of my fingernails on my right hand. So that's the perfect golf grip there. I hope that makes sense to everybody. If you like this video, please click the like button, click the notification bell. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below.